wants justice. Now, the details, you can catch the details in today's edition of the Newsday on page 3. The headline said, residents up in arms over police killings. Morva want justice. And getting into the publication, Alexander on police killings, video not the whole picture. Responding to claims that he was at the scene of Saturday's police killing, Assistant Superintendent of Police for Northeastern Division, Roger Alexander, visited the protest at Juman Drive, Morva, and tried to soothe the tensions among the crowd. Alexander said he was not on the scene at the time of the incident, but had seen the widely shared video of the shooting. So you can catch the details of that story on page 5. Man 22 killed, parting fight. Relatives, Mango Dog killed in robbery. Those are some of the crime-related stories. As we move further into the publication, remember it's a chock full of news, views, interviews, and yes, you can also get the latest from the world of sport. Senator Mark, Opposition Senator Wade Mark, bill gives CJ unprecedented powers. Opposition Senator Wade Mark said new legislation empowers the Chief Justice but undermines the Chief Magistrate. He was contributing to debate on the miscellaneous amendment bill in the Senate yesterday. Now, this story should be of interest to some of you people outside here. Well, I would want to think so. Farm workers head to Canada this week. The story said 140 migrant farm workers are expected to leave Trinidad and Tobago this week to go to Canada as part of the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. On June 10th, National Security Minister Stuart Young said the farm workers will be granted exemptions to go to Canada, but at their own risk. They could leave as early as Tuesday on a chartered flight, but up to late yesterday, they were waiting on confirmation. But this is what is important to note in this story. The workers were asked to sign a letter indemnifying the state if they contract COVID-19 while in Canada. Very interesting story. You should catch the details on page 7 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Minister Young, more nationals being brought back home. Yes, the cautious allowing of citizens into Trinidad and Tobago will continue as National Security Minister Stuart Young announced that several more groups would be granted exemptions to enter the country. The first will be students and nationals currently in Canada, or rather Cuba, to be brought back on a special Caribbean Airlines flight. And yes, well, I told you about the big story. Government responds to reports of irresponsible behavior. Bars must close by 8 p.m. And finally, yes, the crossing bridge finally opened yesterday. Yes, it cost taxpayers $22 million. And the story said almost 5 years, the new bridge at Crossing San Fernando was finally opened on Monday morning. Construction began, listen to this, construction began in 2016 during phase 2 of the Works and Transport Ministry's Bridges and Landslip program. It's only in this country, you know, yeah, I'm editorializing here a bit. It's only in this country that a bridge will take more than 5 years to build, or rather, 5 years to build. Almost 5 years. The new bridge at Crossing San Fernando was finally opened on Monday morning at a cost of $22.7 million. A bit later on in the program, I'll try to get in touch with Kiran Singh, who is the president of the Greater San Fernando Chamber, to get his thoughts on this new piece of infrastructure and how it will benefit the people of San Fernando and surrounding areas. So it should be a very interesting discussion indeed. Mixed views in South on bar hours reduction. Yeah, people are sharing mixed views on this matter. Some are saying as it is appearing as though bar owners, operators are being persecuted. Yeah, they're saying that the government taking advantage of them, but that's a story for another time. But we'll continue to keep you abreast as to all of the developments taking place in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. Stay with us here. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. When we come back, of course, I'll open the lines at 636-7547 and 227-5739. Again, let me remind you of those numbers: 636-7547, 227-5739. You're with the morning program on 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk this Monday, 29th June from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, this Monday, 29th June for Talk Your Talk. Talk Your Talk.
Yes, indeed, and thanks for staying with us here at 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. Just about 18 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock. And let me remind you that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. You're with the most interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago. You Talk with yours truly, Kenrick. Joining me on the program again this morning is Nicole Dookie. And we will be 9 this morning. Well, certainly we have a number of issues we want to touch base with you on. A number of matters are facing us here in Trinidad and Tobago, and we'd like to get your take on it. But to do so, you need to call us at 636-7547, 227-5739. Let me say a very special good morning and a welcome to Nicole this morning.
1-5.
I see you sanitizing your hand again.
No, it's actually making cool.
It's making cool, yes. Well, you know, despite all of the restrictions being put in place and so on, you would go to certain business places and you would see an absence of hand sanitizers and what have you. And whenever you draw it to the attention of, let's say, the proprietor or the owner, or take real issue with you, they tell you that, you know, well, it's a cost, you know, it's a cost.
But I've never, so far I've not experienced that, because just Saturday I was at Trinity Mall and I was complaining every store, and you know how close these stores are, right? As you step out of one, you step into the other one, and every time you step out of one and into the other one, you have to sanitize. And I'm like, oh my God, I just came from there, just sanitize. If there is no sanitizer in some places, you have to wash your hands, and there is actually a security by the door telling you, wash your hands before you enter.
Well, I went to a particular roti shop,
right,
in Gasparilla, I think it was on Saturday morning. And after washing my hands and so on, I asked the proprietor, well, hey, what, don't you have any
paper towels?
Paper towels? He said, no, that's a cost, my friend. That's a cost. You have to wipe it in your pocket. I said, okay, no problem. Anyway, you're with 9 the morning program. And I want to talk this morning a bit about bars must close by 8 p.m. And I want to ask this question rhetorically. Are bar owners being persecuted? Is it that because of the way we behave as a people, that the challenge now is now on bar owners, the onus is on bar owners to actually ensure what is happening at casinos, and then they will come to the conclusion or grasp the reality of the situation. Because you go to casinos, you go to restaurants, even though these restaurants do have what you call an in-house bar, there's not much social distancing, and there are a number of people inside it. That's the question I'm asking. Is it that bar owners are being persecuted? And I want to get the take from our callers here this morning.
But the minister did say that they're going to be looking at these restaurants as well that sell alcoholic beverages and the bar area where people can actually go and sit and enjoy a drink. So they'll be looking at that as well. So if it is that people don't act responsibly, they too might end up in the same situation as these bar owners eventually.
And I don't think that bar owners could be responsible
Yeah.
for the action of people
Definitely.
when they close their business at
right.
8. I don't think that they can be wholly be responsible for that. It's the responsibility lies with the average Trinidadian and Tobagonian, the way you want to behave. So it's a story which we will continue to number of people will have their
Yes.
opinion on it. And I'm inviting them to call us this morning at 636-7547
Yeah.
and 227-5739.
But Kenrick, on that point, the minister did indicate that if the police catches anyone liming outside the premises of the bars when they close, they can be charged. So I guess that's an intimidation tactic, or maybe it's going to be placed in the or whatever to ensure that persons adhere to these rules and guidelines.
Well, given the way our Trinidad and Tobago Police Service operate, problems cropping up, I can envisage a problem, because I can tell you something, Nicole. What will happen here is that you'll have a number of police officers will be visiting these watering holes.
Yes.
But at the same time, their mandate is to really apprehend the real hardcore criminals outside there.
Yeah.
So you having this new measure now, where police officers to be visiting these watering holes and look at what is happening and whatnot. At the same time, what about the resources? The police service, what about their resources in Trinidad and Tobago? Note to Nicole that the murder rate in this country is 226.
Yes, there was a double murder last night in the Trin City area, I believe. Yeah.
And every day we continue to hear about home invasion, burglaries, and what have you. So my contention here this morning, where are the police officers going to find the necessary release all of these watering holes throughout the country? Certainly it's a challenge on the TTPS and more so on bar owners, operators to fall in line. How that will pan out, well, as I told you yesterday, Nicole, over the weekend, or this coming weekend, will be the litmus test to see how people behave. Because if they don't behave in a particular way, the minister would have threatened that further restrictions will take place.
Yes. So we're looking forward to see what will happen this weekend, and I really do hope that persons are the regulations, because we really don't want at the end of it all, these bar owners, they have bills, they have families to look after, just like everyone else. So I mean, for them to have to suffer because of the closure, or they already they went through this already for 3 months. For them to have to go through this again, it will definitely have a negative impact. And if you can recall, yesterday Mr. Mohan did mention that a lot of bars facing closures because they cannot meet their demands in terms of bills and stuff like that. So let's just hope that
of national security is not a knee-jerk reaction to reports which they would have received. I was hoping that maybe that they would have a certain consultation with all stakeholders and come to some sort of a consensus, because here it is, you have these operators where they have to rent to pay 10,000, 10,000, 15,000 and whatever their cost may be. Here it is, within 1 week you are asking these people to make certain cutbacks, certain restrictions in place. One must take into consideration too that a number of people, if further restrictions are, that these people will be out of a job. So how do you balance that? It's another question altogether.
Right, and persons being out of a job is the other thing, because if you would recall yesterday again from our interview, Mr. Mohan said that those persons employed in these bars, they did not receive any of the grants, the income relief grants or the salary relief grants or anything like that. So how would they manage? I mean, they have their kids, they have families, single women, they do it, how?
Nicole, I understand the objective here. I understand what the government of the that is to ensure that the virus does not enter into Trinidad and Tobago en masse. I am understanding too that they do not want people to be socializing en masse, that is in groups of people. To minimize the risk, I understand all of that. But here it is, you have a situation in front of you where as a people, we need to behave in a particular way. But given the way Trinidadians operate, and I told you yesterday too that the narrative have already started about Carnival police 25 people or 30 persons in around a watering hole. So what's the challenge? How are we going to deal with this moving ahead? Anyway, it's just about 28 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. We need to take our very first commercial break. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion right here. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hurry, hurry to 3C2 Rentals, number 77 Bonaventure Road, Gasparillo, for your business and personal tool and rental needs. Available for rent: coring machines, compactors, concrete vibrators, demolition hammers, drills, pressure washers, generators, welding units, trash static test pumps, and so much more. We offer free transport in and around Gasparillo and at very competitive prices. Visit or call us at 650-2362 or 789-4581 for more information.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials to finish, not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine doors.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh. Join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk this Monday, 29th June from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, this Monday, 29th June for Talk Your Talk.
Rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look for Newsday, independent and credible.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back. And I want to get some thoughts from him. So let me say a very special good morning to Mr. Singh this morning. Good morning, Mr. Singh, and thank you very much for taking our call this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Kendrick, and good morning to Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, I know I caught you by surprise this morning, but I know how busy you can be. So I want to thank you very much for taking our call this morning. Certainly a very for San Fernando and for people in South Trinidad yesterday as this bridge finally opened. Mr. Singh, how will this impact on business and people, more so the motoring public? And I'm sure it is a welcome measure indeed. Your thoughts?
Was welcome news for San Fernandians in particular, and those who travel the city. This, from the train line days, I believe, and it was very outdated. It was small. It could not handle the capacity of traffic that would come into the city on a daily basis. And what would happen is that the traffic congestion was horrendous, especially on a morning when school was in session. Has been a new bridge has been installed. It is going to alleviate that traffic congestion to a great extent. And it's good news for us because we have been, for decades, we wanted this bridge was supposed to. The old bridge, there was a weight limit that trucks beyond a certain capacity could not pass on that bridge. So it was a deterrent also for business folk coming into the city. Would have to find alternate routes. So that was real. It was open, and it was somewhat delayed. It was supposed to be completed last year, but it did nevertheless. It was completed, although some past the due date.
All right.
We're happy with it.
But the minister would have said that challenges, especially with the weather and what have you. Now, people on the other side are questioning the timing of the opening of this bridge. You just share with me political gimmickry, or rather delivering on a promise to the people of Trinidad and Tobago?
I did hear the minister say that it has nothing to do with politics. Well, that may or may not be true, but there was some expediting of the works within the last few weeks to complete the bridge. So whether it's politics or not, we in San Fernando are still happy that the bridge was completed and open, and it will benefit San Fernando in particular. So we wait to see what happens, if it will affect the political outcome of when we go to the polls.
All right, let's move on to another project in San Fernando. I spoke about this sometime last week, and I found it very interesting that after so many years that the government of the day would have seen it fit, sad, for the construction of the San Fernando Waterfront Development Project, a project which was promised by this administration, and on the eve of a 2020 general election, we have this sod being turned for this project. Share your thoughts with me on this.
And different committees set up, and how we're going to beautify the waterfront of San Fernando. We have been complaining for years. Port of Spain got its own waterfront with a beautiful boardwalk and so on, and San Fernando, as usual, was left out. We've always made the point that San Fernando, the money to develop this country came. The fact that they have finally turned this out to start, but this is phase one of the redevelopment. This is not the actual development of the waterfront. What is
the widening of the roadways?
The widening of the roadways is going to start. The plans look good. It will certainly help again with the traffic congestion. The election date, but we hope that we see some progress with the development of the road network. Is essential, because again the road that leads into San Fernando from on the wharf, the train line days, and it was extremely small. The capacity to handle traffic was not there. It could not be. It could not handle the heavy volume of, of traffic coming into San Fernando.
All right, so let's move on to another. The president of the Bar Owners Operators Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Teron Mohan, is saying that he is sitting on the fence about government decision to reduce the opening hours of bars. People in San Fernando, they are sharing mixed views on the time reduction. Your take on it and how it will impact on businesses. And I say that to you because during the quote-unquote lockdown, there would have been an absence of business on the busy Coffee Street and other areas. I'm sure you would want to share your thoughts with me on this matter, the reduction in the hours of bars from 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. Your thoughts?
Kenrick, this is a situation of person capacity at establishments and going beyond the 10 hours. Business was already slow before the lockdown due to the downturn in the economy. Of course, the bars suffered the most because they were the first to have to close their doors and the last to reopen. And now that the time has been reduced somewhat, people normally, and now that the time has been reduced for all the bars and places of entertainment, this will certainly reduce the impact on the income generation of these establishments because of the fact that they just have less time to operate.
All right. Mr. Singh, is this a knee-jerk reaction to, let's say, reports emanating out of Port of Spain? Is this an ad hoc decision being made by the minister, or should he have consultation with people and stakeholders before coming?
We would have expected that the minister would have met with, now that we have the Bar Owners Association, and I think it was two other associations that met with the Bar Owners, the hospitality group and the other group, that they would have met with them and come up with some sort of solutions and discussions on how to deal with what happened over the weekend, which was breaking the law in Port of Spain.
All right, so let's shift gears here a bit, Mr. Singh. When last we spoke, restrictions were not lifted by the authorities of the day. Now that restrictions are lifted, can you share with me what your members in San Fernando are saying? How is the public responding to these new restrictions and what have you? Go ahead.
Well, the traffic and pedestrian traffic has returned. Vehicular traffic is back to normal. Unfortunately, the shop, again, because of the fact that people would not have had any income for the past 3 months, people are traversing the streets, but we don't see any bags in their hands. So it is not good news for business owners. But what is also worrying is that we have had some closure of businesses who just have not had the capacity to maintain their doors to remain open lockdown. And what we have had happening is that they just cannot reopen during this as we go forward. And we are seeing business activity not returning to normal anytime soon. We're looking forward to the Christmas season, that we will see some level of activity regaining momentum. But this will involve businesses having to seek additional financing to ensure that they could restock. They would have had to obviously dump their stock that would have expired or gotten outdated when they had to close their doors during the lockdown. So this is additional financial burden, especially for the businesses in the SME sector. That we had to see some businesses close their doors permanently, but we remain hopeful that us in the south of the country are resilient and will find ways new and innovative ways to survive.
That's Kiran Singh, the president of the Greater San Fernando Chamber, sharing some thoughts with us. He remained quite optimistic, Nicole, as to how business, given the fact that there's a reduction in time for bar owners and so on. But he did welcome to the opening of that new bridge at Cross Crossing in San Fernando and the long overdue project, the San Fernando Waterfront Development Project. Well, we'll continue to look at these stories. We'll take your calls at 636-754-5739. Let's go to a commercial break at this time, and when we come back, we'll
of all automotive and industrial radiators, also oil coolers, heat exchangers, and gas tanks. A wide variety of metal and plastic radiators are also available. Visit any of the branches today: Vista Bella, Ari Peru, Princestown, or their newest location in San Pedro via Rio Claro. Call today 652-6297 or 747-860. Radiator Works. We cool the heat when you overheat.
Davidson Safety Garments for all your industrial safety supplies. We supply a wide range of industrial face masks, coveralls, shirts and pants, jackets, aprons, lab coats, fire-resistant clothing, steel-toe boots, and we also do embroidery and printing. Visit Davidson Safety Garments Industrial Supplies Limited at number 163 Southern Main Road, Marabella, or call us at 289-0506, 289-0507, 289-0508 or WhatsApp us at 773-3863. Our fax number is 61, or you can email us at sales@davidsonsafetygarments.com. Whatever your safety needs, we can supply.
On the road again with U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Yes, we're back with our road shows. Be part of the U975 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts.
Yes, remember, we are hitting the road again, the road show on Like Pepper. Well, of course, this weekend we'll be heading down to Barrackpore. Yes, we'll be down at Matai Import, so you can check us out there. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kenrick, and your co-host.
And good morning to you, sir. And how are you this morning? Good morning.
I heard Mr. Singh a while ago with his speech, which is good. He said they define the forefront. So one may wonder, I do come down all the time weekly to San Fernando along St. Vincent Street to the bottom there, where the bus stop is, the bus terminal. And if you look at those shacks, or how you call it, waterfront immigration, one may wonder who will bail the cat, who will clear those boys. You know, I think they really won't be defined. So I saw last week, I was there Thursday, where straight up to go up to the hospital, on the bottom there, where the park is, where was the sawmill, they put up something. I think the Prime Minister was there. And look how those few buildings there are right. I don't know if you recall, straight over that entrance onto the sea, there was an only person who had 2 dates free, and they had a matter, and that the dates free had died. So this is my little contribution. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much for your contribution with us here this morning. You're with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, the morning program. It's just about 12 minutes here to the hour of 7 o'clock. And let me remind you that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of a radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. You can call us this morning, 67547-227-5739. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick and Nicole.
Yeah, good morning to you, dear.
I want to say that people should understand this government is a government of closing down everything. They always close that. They only have that in their mind. Now, if these bars, whoever they saw, and people were outside, the rightest thing is to do, go and, talk to them. And if they did it again, well, you do something about it. But if one person to do 1,000 people, they can't hold them for that.
So
that alone is unreasonable.
So you agree with the views being shared by Kiran Singh this morning that Peter is paying for Paul?
Well, yes. I mean to say, anybody with good knowledge, common sense would know that. If I do something wrong and I with you together, and Nico and all of us there, and I did something wrong and the police come to home, they won't take all of you together because I'm the wrong person. Try to correct these things. But this is a government of closing down. Look, nobody, that's what people can't eat in a Kenrick. But he closed it up for so long. And let me tell you, COVID or no COVID, when he closed down Petrotrain, had COVID. When he closed down Expat and all these places, all about there, had COVID.
No, but let's
he's doing this thing and he's frustrating the people, he's oppressing the people getting fed up. You see? So I really don't know what is wrong with him. He better go and check, according to Belmont, he better go and check up himself and all these other ministers, because I really don't know how they get in this country upside down going. I ain't seen no progress in this country. And another thing, you see all these buildings and projects and things they're doing, because down at they built up some new houses there. I heard the workmen when they were saying, but not I, but the person who lived there say, the workmen were saying that how, they hurry down these work, you will see later, a few years down, everything will start crashing down, cracking, all kind of thing. So this is what they're doing. They're getting things cheaper. They're getting hurrying it down to finish out in 2 months, 6 months, how much. And the other thing you will see, the money just wasting and everything cracking down, piece by piece falling. So this is what's going to happen, Karen. Thanks.
Okay, well, thank you very much. No, Nicole, I am of the view that bar owners and operators would have done most, if not everything, power to ensure that they observe all of the necessary guidelines. And I don't think that it's appropriate. I don't think that the right decision is being made. And this is my humble opinion, that bar owners should be persecuted for their behavior.
Do you think it was a hasty decision on the part of the government?
Well, I would have asked Mohan that yesterday.
Right.
And he said, look, before any decision is made, any concrete decision is made, one should find some sort of middle road, that is, have consultation with all of the stakeholders before a decision is made like this. Now look, you are asking people, bar owners, but in the evening, you are now advising that they issue something what you call a last call. You know what's a last call, right?
Yes, a last call.
Last call. Fellas, bar going to be closed in about half an hour time.
To get your wrongs and,
this is the appropriate time for your last round. Okay, that's your last call. But here it is. You have, and this is why I said it was a knee-jerk reaction to reports emanating out of Port of Spain. Because here it is. I am sure, Nicole, that at casinos, at cinemas, and let me emphasize the point again, casinos, cinemas, and other, that people are not adhering to the guidelines. So why are these people not from the Minister of National Security and more so the Minister of Health saying, well, look, it's the beach, there are more open spaces, people are not closely socializing with one another, so they can get away with it. The point is, look, you can. This is the point I'm making. You're trying to justify your action now. Look, this decision, in my humble opinion, was not thought out properly. There should have been proper consultation with the people. I think it's that's my word, it's a very oppressive decision taken to persecute bar owners and bar operators, knowing fully well, Nicole, that these people would have had to endure a lot in the last 3 months or so. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Dickey.
Good morning, good morning.
Kendra, good point, you know. And you know that gentleman you had from the association that just started, the Bars Association? I didn't know he started recently, but after I heard him on the radio on your show, he was on several other radios, including some PNM Stronghold radios station. And he pretty much, he's very good on the airwaves. I was going to tell you, a very powerful organization, and what he could do is he could really start making changes in the bar industry and how hirings and firings occur, and especially put a lot of onus on the owners. And he could carry them forward as a lobbying group. Businesses out of their house who have a license to brew local beer, because we have the capacity to do that, but they don't want us to do that. That could create other jobs, and maybe the bars serve as a test market for new beers in this country all the time. Every time you see it free, bars serve as the mouthpiece for Canada, for Carnival, the conduit. You know, the bar owners have a lot of power in this country. They could also serve for vocational training, for bartenders, for schools. First, because Nedco and all these other companies, they kind of cater to their own private group. But this guy, if he plays his cards right, he and his group of people can be very powerful, because there are thousands of bars in every tiny little village. And you could make a lot of money, and you could also help a lot of people. The other thing, too, is bars are going to change the way they do business now. We are going to wire, we're going to cards, how you process sales and stuff. A lot of people use their debit cards and stuff. Bar association should have a say in that, how cards are processed and the fees that they charge. You know, a bar could work with the banks and help bar owners get loans. They could even start their own cooperative in the future. These are all things that we should be thinking about and working towards, so we kind of strip a little bit of the ownership that government have over all the entities in this country back into the people's hands.
All right, let's give somebody else a chance this morning. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, good people.
And good morning, my friend Bawani. How are you?
I have a tune this morning, boy.
What?
Election in the air, and they're fixing everywhere. Right.
Oh, you're talking here about the opening of the Crossing Bridge and the turning of the sod for the widening of the road for the San Fernando Waterfront Development Project. It's about delivering to the people of San Fernando promises made, yes?
Yeah,
promises made they're going to keep.
We know better than that. Anyhow, the thing about COVID.
With you, Bawani, you do not visit watering holes and what have you. But I'm sure that you have an opinion of the reduction in time, the last call reduction in time.
Yeah, well, I have no problem with that, you know, because I would tell you something. People don't know what is moderation. You understand? Before action, they love action. Trinidadians love action.
No. That's not the question I'm asking here this morning. The question I'm asking here this morning. Look, we cannot be responsible for other people's behavior. I can only be responsible for my behavior.
Right.
But the point I'm making, was this an ad hoc decision? Was this a knee-jerk reaction coming from the government of the day to persecute bar owners, especially?
Well, you see, in my humble opinion, Kenneth. There are situations sometimes where Peter pay for Paul and Paul have to pay for all. And it says that we still live in slavery time, you know. You understand? All the thing about man thing, our behavior speaks a lot more to slavery times, when we must have the big whip over us. You follow? So it may not be the bar owners alone, right? The thing about it, I was sorry, because COVID has taught a lot of lessons. Bar owners who don't pay NIB for their workers. You understand? So now we have to make the laws succinct. You're supposed to comply with certain government regulations.
Yeah, but isn't that a law?
Naba, below our house. You understand? And then you're creating two sets of problems. You might have little children in the house. People might be cussing down. Things need to be sanitized. I went to an eating place yesterday. There was no, so in terms of the tables and distancing. Now there wasn't a crowd, right?
Wani, let's leave it there for the hour. You can call us back after the sun. Your thoughts to us here this morning, folks. We up to the 7 o'clock newscast. We'll take the 7 o'clock newscast, and when we come back, we'll be into the second hour of today's edition of the morning program. You Talk 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Time has come. New 97.5. More choice. Something on 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
New 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
AM newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning. This country's bar owners are now seeking legal options. This comes after they were told they would only be allowed to operate between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. On Monday, National Security Minister Stuart Young made the announcement. It became necessary due to what the country witnessed at these establishments over the weekend. The minister said that if there is no change in the way people behave, the government will be forced to take further action.
And a further warning, if we don't see a reversal of the type of vehicles, the government will not hesitate to do what is necessary based on the advice that we get from our medical experts.
The minister said this has become necessary since persons were not adhering to the public health regulations.
To do these things, the bars are providing employment for a very important part of our population. Day one, we will take the necessary measures and steps in doing so to protect the rest of the population.
However, this announcement did not sit well with the Barkeepers and Owners Association. In an interview with the media, Association President Taran Mohan said they are now considering legal advice. Mr. Mohan believes the members of his association have done all they can to abide with the regulations. In some other news now, Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan has boasted that the cross-crossing bridge has been completed at a cost delivered at a cost of $7 million. The minister said at least $1.5 million was saved on the project. The bridge was opened yesterday and motorists can now expect an improvement in traffic. The bridge was under construction since 2016 and was originally expected to be delivered in October 2019. Relief would be provided for residents affected by last weekend's bad weather. This is according to leader of government business in the Senate, Clarence Rambarat. He made the State House. Several roofs were blown off due to the inclement weather over the weekend. There were also instances of fallen trees in a number of areas across the country.
Assessments were conducted in accordance with the protocols established by the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, and those relief programs are going to be put into effect, and relief is expected to be provided this week. I thank you.
It has been officers involved in the Mover shooting incident. This came in a letter from law firm C.J. Williams. The letter demanded the immediate suspension of the officers involved. Williams called on the police commissioner to personally investigate the killings. You are listening to the 7 a.m. newscast on U97 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, it's time to look at regional and international developments. We begin with news in the region. Jamaicans can once more find that they are a daunting prospect amid the rising summer heat. The country's Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie, is warning persons who go to the beach and who utilize the rivers that these facilities could be closed again if users refuse to practice social distancing and other gazetted orders put in place to limit the spread of the COVID-19 on the island. In Jamaica, beaches and rivers were reopened on June 7th for an initial 2 weeks after they were closed for nearly 3 months to slow the spread of the coronavirus. McKenzie said the reopening was conditional on Jamaicans abiding by the established protocols and orders. In international news, the number of deaths registered in the United Kingdom over time since mid-March. Official data shows the decrease reflects a decline in coronavirus-related deaths. Of the 10,681 deaths registered in the week up to June 19, 8% was as a result of coronavirus. This is the lowest number of deaths involving the pandemic virus since the week ending March 13th. The number of deaths registered up to June 19th was 8 below the 5-year average for that week. In news of the weather for the period today until midnight, Trinidad and Tobago will be partly cloudy at times, breezy with intervals of showers. There is a possibility of some heavy showers occurring in varying localities and a 40% chance of conditions will become settled by evening. Night will be fair with a few showers expected by early morning. Gusty winds and street and flash flooding may accompany heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas slight to moderate with waves 2 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 7 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at 8 a.m. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 65021.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of the locations. Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
On the road again with U975 FM or road shows. Be part of the U975 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations throughout the country. Come enjoy our company with music, entertainment, and lots of giveaways. Stay with the U975 FM, hot like pepper, multicultural radio for greater programming as we hit the road again.
And yes, it's on the road again with U975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Till 3 o'clock, we'll be down at Mata Imports. And yes, Nicole, I don't know if you know where Mata Imports is. Something with you people live in north of the Caroni boy. Anyway, Mata Imports, it's at Hassan Ali Trace in Lower Barakpur. And U975 FM Hot Like Pepper bandwagon Shiva. Well, we'll be down there this Saturday as we bring to you a live broadcast. Yeah, and of course, that too will be transmitted live on YouTube, courtesy Shiva, and of course, Parasram Production. So you can join us there. That's in Lower Barakpur as we bring you a live broadcast. Let's take another caller here on the line this morning. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
First shall be last, last shall be first.
Go ahead, Bawani. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Right, well, we was talking about this bathing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of regulations now need to be put in place because anybody could operate a bar now, eh?
Mm-hmm. No, but there are certain stipulations. You know, if you want to open a bar, of course, you need to make certain application. Inspectorate coming to your establishment.
We hope so.
Yeah, that's how it is done. Yeah.
Yeah, we hope so, eh? Because remember, tongue and country is supposed to get approval before you build your house.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens with that? So there are a lot of regulations on the books.
Mm-hmm. Well, I sense your sarcasm. Go ahead.
There are a lot of regulations on the book, but are they enforced properly?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And that's the problem that we have in this country. Look, we have an issue with land grabbing, right? Land grabbing has been encouraged over time, whether legally or illegally. And it's something that is getting on. If you own property, if you're living on that land before a certain given period, then you could get regularization.
Yeah, you can make application and you will be regularized. Yes,
but
go ahead.
Now we have a situation where in one of the papers, there is this issue of land grabbing, who grabbing for agriculture, who grabbing for what. You understand? And I mean, where are the authorities and how are they checking it? How are they looking into it? Or is it another thing to say, well, look, we're going to give the people freeness because now is election time?
Well, hence the reason why I've been asking the question for a number of years now. Do we have a land use policy in Trinidad?
Now gathering data of the amount of state lands that are available in the country. In this process, many years, we want to say since independence to now, and we still ain't get we act together. You understand? So those are some of the issues that I want to do. I wanted to touch on this morning.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Bawani, for your thoughts with us this morning as we continue with our discussion. 14 minutes here past the hour of 7 o'clock. Let's go to the lines again. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, Larry. And how in Davie, my boy?
Well, I'm not in Davie. I'm in Cantaro, Santa Cruz as we speak, but the weather is fine. I mean, I'm seeing this beautiful sunshine this morning. Thank God for that. But it is cool. No traffic this morning on the highway, which is perfect. Kenrick, I saw an article on Facebook about beaches and rivers opening back and littering has started back. Kenrick, where is the litter wardens in this country? Is the government still paying litter wardens to really manage people who is littering? I think now a policy should be put in place where when you go to the river, so when you leave, this is what has been done abroad, Kenrick. That when you leave, you have to leave the place clean as you meet it. Because when flooding takes place in our country, everybody cries out. And according to the government, we know of the government.
Yeah, but
right?
what about personal responsibility?
Kenrick, I will go back again and tell you and everybody else, this country, we are a lawless society. We are a lawless society. But when something happens in our home, we tend to blame each and everybody, but we don't blame ourselves. I am one of them who is fighting to make sure river waters and courses in my community clean. And here I am seeing now people going back to rivers and beaches and they're leaving the garbage. What happened? You see, we will say bring legislation, but again, police, if you all are patrolling and you see people leaving their liming spot and they're leaving it dirty, have the right to ask them to clean it. If they don't clean it, issue them a ticket and bring them to court.
All right. Talk to me, Larry, about what you would have witnessed on, let's say, Saturday and Sunday, more so on Friday, given the fact that where you live in your jurisdiction, it is littered with a number of bars.
All right.
What would you have seen?
Let me go back to you. The Friday holiday, we had the Labor Day. Let me go back to the last week Friday. You remember we had a holiday on Friday, Kenrick?
Mm-hmm.
I went out to work. And on my way from Sandy Grande to Mayaro, Kenrick, that was Friday. Every single bar was open. And the rules was not lifted. And people even said I'm playing all phones. And I saw this. I had a friend with me, a guy. We went up to work in Mayaro.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, but wait now, the government has not lifted these bans. How come these bars are open? It was free for all, Kenrick.
All right, well, talk to me about the shift in closing hours from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 in the evening, as opposed to closing at 10 in the evening. Share your thoughts with me.
Let me tell you something. A lot of restaurants still have a bar license to sell alcohol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know we go back to in-house dining. Agreed?
Yes.
Good. Kenrick, let me say this and I say this, and I don't care what people say after. The government is doing what they have to do, and people in this country breaking the law, and I agree with the government. You know what they should do? They should lock back down the bars. They should lock the bars open to freelance and do the hell we want, and that is pay attention.
No, but hold on. You shut the bars at 8 o'clock, but you have a restaurant where they have what you call in-house bars.
Right.
So you have now people gravitating towards these locations, yes?
Well, yeah, it will happen, but wait. Everybody is saying the business owner have a right to carry out the rules, okay? If you are dining in a restaurant and the restaurant has a bar license, you call for food and you sit down and you meaningfully sit down quietly and you have your drinks and your food and stuff. That is different when you're gathering in a bar, partying, whining, gyrating, and outside of the bar. There's a difference in it. Because a restaurant and a pub is two different things, Kenrick.
In other words, within a restaurant or within a casino or within have a greater chance of policing what is happening as opposed to being outside. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what, Kenrick? When you look at the video that was on social media, the amount of people was outside of that bar with coolers in the car trunk and they're popping their beers and they're drinking. You know, it was nice, it was fun.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day...
But hold on. Okay, well, fine. That's a view being shared with us here this morning. But you cannot prosecute and persecute other bar owners who would have adhered to the necessary guidelines.
Well, then hear what? The Bar Business Association have a right to come out and pinpoint who were breaking the rules and let the Minister of National Security with the Prime Minister, Minister of Health and the CMO, let them come to an agreement. Because I'll tell you this much, Kenrick. Alcohol and anger, it don't mix.
Well, I hear you, my friend. I hear you.
Kenrick, that maybe the Bar Association should step in and I agree with the whole idea of consultation with the government, with and the associations, all stakeholders involved, because it's unfair that one person has to pay for everybody else has to pay for the fault of one person. And when I read all the articles as it relates to this particular bar, you know, the owner, again, he said he had no control of his crowd and you can't really prosecute him. I mean, I have my personal view is, why didn't you call the police to help you, you know? But maybe at that point in time, he didn't even think that, you know, calling, because I mean, given the lawless society that we are, persons with alcohol, as the caller just said, alcohol doesn't mix well, you know, with arguments and stuff. What if the police had come and there was confrontation? And then, you know, if the police were forced to use the full force of the law, what if they were forced to, you know, draw their weapon, shoot bullets or whatever, then it would have escalated into something bigger.
Oh, let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kenrick. And morning, Dookie.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, friend. Good morning.
I ain't saying Anna and I ain't saying Nicole. I'm saying Dookie.
All right, so yeah, so you ensure that you're safe. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, what happened? What they're going to do is 2 hours shopping and the 2 hours this. If the people are in that situation, you know, the corona thing is done yet, the coronavirus is done yet. I don't know. It's either you shut it down or you leave it up.
No, hold on.
So anyhow, if you cut out 2 hours, the people then go, the same 40 or 100 people will come back under the 2 hours.
No, but the point I'm making here is this. as a proprietor, as a bar owner / operator, what is happening within my property? If something is happening on your road, that's not my responsibility. That's not even police to deal with.
He got a responsibility, but then these people damaging your property. They're giving you a bad name, so you have to find some way to get these people out in front of you. That's all, and everything will be okay. But I can't understand. But these same people that I sure that they was calling for grant and food and all kind of things before when they workshop the place. It was not rum and divided bad. That means same people who wasn't saying they had no work for 3 months. They can't pay rent. They can't. They're looking for food. They're looking for handouts. They're looking for. It's the same set of people. It's just like when the bar opens, then you're going to know who the hungry and who the not hungry. And I want you Munilal get pick already. Don't have partner.
All right, my friend. Now, Nicole, this is one of our regular callers, and he's always on Dr. Munilal's case, you know. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the. And how are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning.
That one is that out.
No, well, let's move on.
The same people been crying and asking. Think about the question the man just asked, you know.
Yes.
Is that the same people been crying and making noise that they have no money for 3 months? That's a serious indictment that man just make on the citizens that they have to be. You know that?
All right. Well, what's your thought? What's your thoughts on this matter? Let's move on. Yeah.
You made a statement just now that the bar owner. That the bar owner is not responsible for who outside his bar.
No, I am. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
He is responsible because, again, we only making noise because one bar was shown. I sure that same thing happened. There are more than one bar that attract that amount of crowd, and there's a regular thing from a Friday till Saturday evening outside the bars. Because if your location attracts me and I come outside your place, where am I getting the alcohol? It's from you, so then you are responsible. So the new rules are simple. 25 people inside, 25 people outside. If we had done that in the initials and you had to control the people outside, if we had continued what we were supposed to do with me in this problem, it comes down to individual responsibility, Mr. Kenrick. They know one man pay for all are we paying for it? Everyone pays for it. My action, because if I look simple, like telling people, we have the borders closed. Some time ago, we have a maxi with 3 locals and a set of Venezuelans. The other day, the police, the Coast Guard hold our next set of men on getting some like substance. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, again, the same thing. Plus, we hold another vehicle again with a ton load of. So why are citizens doing that to our citizens? Picking up Venezuelans off the coastline and bringing them to Trinidad illegally, knowing that they could infect us.
It's big business, my friend. It's big business.
Come on, Mr. John, you don't care about the population at all. And then you turn around and blame the government. And individual responsibility, Mr. Kendrick.
All right, well, I hear you, my
Enjoy
friend.
your morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello.
I don't know if you live close to a bar. It's not only the crowd Kendrick. It's the noise that come out of this bar. And the noise out from the bar, and then you have people with the car open the trunk. You have your daughter trying to study, your son trying to study, or you trying to watch the news, or watch TV, or anything. You can't know, and nobody. How much time you call the police? According to the president of the Bar Association, is one listening to him. The police is here to patrol. How much time is that so much crime in the country? You call police to patrol bar only? These bar owners have no, they don't care about nobody, just so. But they don't care about nobody, and you won't hear about owner criticizing the next one. You understand? So you have to be living close to about the experience this nonsense that happens on a daily basis, like especially on a Friday and a Saturday night. You can't keep it. You have to imagine you have to leave your house. You come to your house. I know what people call about bar and Madras and come and live next to a bar now. I know if you live in a bar.
All right, well, hey, no, Nicole, here it is. There are certain guidelines, eh? There are laws covering everything we would have discussed here this morning, you know.
Yes.
Loitering, excessively, DUI, and what have you. We have all of the laws there, but are these laws being enforced? Are these laws being enforced?
And that is something that was raised in the parliament recently. Independent Senator Robert Amar, he said we can stand here all the time. We can make all the laws, but are these laws being enforced in the country? The enforcement of the laws.
All right, we have some other callers on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yes, hi, good morning, Kenrick, and good morning to Ms. Buki.
Yeah, good morning, my friend. Good morning.
What happened, apart from the bars, they opened those 7 seats to full capacity, and you have to squeeze up and choke up people not wearing their masks, and those taxi people coughing, sneezing, and they have them there close to, because when you sit down in the taxi, you choke up, you sit down jamming up one another. Even the taxis, they show you where a bus, PTC SC bus, had 47 people. I want them to know if those people, they don't care if they have COVID or what's coming in here. So the government, they're really serious about that. They want them here.
Well,
so I want them to know, stop blaming people.
All right, well, I hear you. Venezuelans. Yes. And these people would have relatives abroad, in Venezuela, who want to come into the country.
Try to get them here, that's right.
So they would be encouraged to come here. And yeah, you are right, because I spoke about this yesterday, but let's take this call on the line.
Well, is that the president of the Bar Association, they did take the action?
All right, hold
on. Wait. You see, when we was under the pandemic in the first stage, everybody was at home.
All right, but Larry, hold on. What is the contention here? The contention here, Nicole, is to prevent that is the contention. So you have certain. Let me hear me out here. So you have all of these restrictions, but here it is. You went further, open bars until 10 o'clock. Because of what would have happened over the weekend, you decide now to close. Take into consideration that the objective here is to reduce the risk of the spread of this virus. But here it is, and my last caller made the point, you have taxis operating at 100%, people not wearing masks, they're rubbing, they literally, physically rubbing up on one another.
That's right.
So then, Karen, done per day to find out if we have any COVID cases. We are not testing enough people so that they can. You see, right now, Karen, let me tell you something. I'm on the road every single day, right now. And I can tell you this much. People not wearing masks anymore. They're just not wearing it. People not adhering to anything because they realize community spread. So people going back to the regular routine. And that is what the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Health is failing to understand.
And hence the question is being asked. So why all these restrictions?
Exactly.
That's why bar owners are saying, well, they are being targeted. And that's the point Mohan was making yesterday. They are being targeted. When you look at what has happened, 100%, people not wearing masks. You go into various establishments, people not wearing masks. And nothing is being done. These people are not being persecuted. Why the bar owners?
Kenrick, well then, if that be the case, remove all the in-house dining. Let it be across the board.
I agree. I totally agree with you. You know,
they will still have people bar. That don't make sense because if you put 25 people in a bar and a lineman inside and they're drinking the beverage, and you have 25 people outside, you're going to have a massive party outside the bar, and the barman can't control that. He's no way in control of that because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this thing: if you pay off, alcohol and a man with a bad temper, it don't mix. We have to get it.
We have to get it right. But what is the system we need to operate? All I'm saying here is that as a people, we need to adhere to the guidelines. And if we do not adhere to the guidelines, more so business people, well, look, there'll be further repercussions, there'll be further actions taken against you. And I'm asking police officers to, let's say, patrol all of these areas where there are bars and what have you. When you're doing that, you give the criminal element an avenue to do what they have to do, you know.
Yes, a window of opportunities, huh?
That's right. Anyway, folks, we need to take a commercial right here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They are testing as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Pinal and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Grand Diamond Hotel invites you to dine in our newest and exquisite grand opening Chai Thai restaurant situated at El Road Piaku. Authentic Thai and Indian cuisine, and our outdoor terrace would be available from the 22nd of June. We can offer you our indoor and outdoor patio and rooftop restaurant dining. All meats halal. For reservations, call 331-5013-320-1093. Our email opening hours 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Takeaway and delivery services are available 11 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. Secured parking and excellent services.
On the road again with U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Mother Road Shows. Be part of the U975 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations throughout the country. Come enjoy our company with music, entertainment, and lots of giveaways. Stay with the U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio for greater programs.
Yes, remember that's our road show. It's coming off this Saturday down at Mathai Imports at Barakpur. That's Lower Barakpur at Hassan Ali Trace. You can join the entire bandwagon of 975 FL in the afternoon until 3. As a matter of fact, DJ Kendall will be bringing into your homes his program live on YouTube. Yes, you can catch us on YouTube at RCL 975, and let's thank our producer for that, Mr. Shiva Pasra. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Miss Nicole. Morning, Mr. Kenrick. Morning,
Shannon. Yeah, you had to get accustomed to that name, boy.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I was listening to the argument there just now, yes, recommendations and concerning the parting. And what I observe is that even you had one breach over the weekend, and you just went on a registration cheso. I mean, you consult anybody, you call anybody, they have an association representing them. You just went. I think it looked like no word like that. And I think the authority that it did wrong, and then when you look at the other avenues of the of people practicing with the taxi and the maxi and so on, I mean, it really adding up the logics in the math, in the whole thing adding up to add to your point.
Well, one must take into consideration too that people would have been on lockdown, so to speak, for the last 3 months or so. And with bars being opening and so on, you have people showing a greater enthusiasm to lime and party and so on.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that to me it's a knee-jerk reaction to a couple of reports, and one would have had greater consultation, have discussion with bar owners. And
you're punishing me. One or two fellas did a crime, and you want to punish me now for who I was obeying and doing what I was supposed to do. They need to revisit that. I mean, so I think with the suggestion and I know with the petition, some people are wrong. I think by weekend they should revisit it and come to a consensus.
My friend, who should say that casinos, cinemas, and other establishments, restaurants, so on, even in malls, that these people are adhering to all of the guidelines as outlined?
Yeah, they're not monetizing them. They have any the only bars you see people were in those other establishments, they really have seen them and monetizing that.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much for your contribution. Hence the reason I'm of the view that this Nicole, and I maintain my position, that this is a knee-jerk reaction. Let's take another caller on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Cameron.
Good morning to you, Chris.
By saying, look at China. Hey, hear what's going on? Lockdown. You can't come out the apartment building. You come out there, you get arrested. You can't enter this town. You try to enter, you get arrested. What is that? You have no freedom. Freedom have responsibilities. If I know that I walk into a bar and there's some virus that I could get contaminated there and I'd be too close, what am I doing there? Where is my responsibility to myself, to my family, to my community? We don't seem to have that. We seem to think we want freedom. You don't call no police and tell me what to do, Don't the police want to tell me what to do. I want my freedom, but I don't want to exercise any responsibility. So it's one or two things.
But hold on, Chris, let me challenge you here a bit. There's a view being shared by many that, quote-unquote, Trinidad and Tobago is COVID-free. Hence, you have this greater enthusiasm of people wanting to get outside there and socialize. If there would have been a community spread out this country, view that people may have reacted differently. Share your thoughts.
I quite agree with you. But I don't want to find out that we have 400 and then say, hey, we have community spread because we didn't take the appropriate action. We want to maintain we don't have community spread until we are absolutely sure that we don't have the virus at all, and then we can open up and everybody dance and have a good time. But in the meantime, so long as there's a risk involved, we have to take the necessary responsible action to ensure that we don't make that risk a reality.
But this isolated, or these rather two isolated incidents, do you think that such an action to quote-unquote your drinking time was warranted at this time? Or
in his wisdom, so you see this boy, me take no chance. If I take a chance and somebody go in a bar with this thing, and one person get and go, the next thing 5 have it, and then 25 have it, and before you know it, I had asked and answered question. So me taking no chance. You see, Kendrick, we have to understand something. There is a virus out there that's deadly.
Quite true.
We should be saying, thank God. Thank God that it's see within our community. And Lord, let us keep it that way. We all have a responsibility to keep it that way. If we want, we don't want to do this. Is that one the freedom we want? Or that freedom carry responsibility and we behave ourselves? Or we want China? Lock it down.
But there's a bigger picture here, you know. Here it is, we have what you call quote-unquote porous borders. And within a recent past, you would have a number of Venezuelan nationals being caught trying to get into Trinidad and Tobago. I'm saying this to you, given the spread of the virus more so in South America, Brazil, Colombia, even right next door in Guyana, where there continues to be a rise in cases, and even in Suriname. The fact that there's a number of these people is cross borders, they can easily enter into Trinidad and Tobago. I am saying that the authorities of the day need to introduce greater measures to patrol these borders, more so on the southwestern peninsula. Your thoughts?
I agree with you. As a matter of fact, we have 2 360-degree radars, one in south and one in north. Are they operational? I want to yes. Are they in operation though? No. They're serviceable, but they're not in service. Let me show you something. If we take all of, and you have to put a transponder on your vessel, radars, we will know if our fishermen leave our waters and go into Venezuelan waters. We'll know any vessel that enters that is not one of ours. And it will be very easy to inform the Coast Guard intercept. During World War II, Kendrick, you know, right around the island, you had these gun turrets where the American soldiers actually guard the coastline. They didn't have that like we now. They are the kind of vessels we have now, but they were able to guard effectively by having a presence. We have the regiment. What is Soil Industrial doing? Why we don't have them out there? Thank you much.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, good morning. Okay, we are so sorry to miss your call as we move up to the hour of 8 o'clock. It's just about 18 minutes here to the hour of 8. That time check, courtesy radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
The Honorable Kenrick and the Honorable Miss Duquizan. Right. After thing, I mean, the other one, all the social distancing and all this, send them up in the evening. No, listen to me. We have locked down our borders selectively. We know when to open it and when to close it. Last caller say, take out the responder, so to track it. So we know what to do. So don't tell me, Minister of National Security don't know what he's doing. He know what he's doing. But what I called this morning for, it was deja vu all over again. And I'm speaking to the shootout it had in the Mova Junction where the 3 persons were allegedly shot by officers. The GEBs turned out. There was a famous video clip, and I think people should see it again. Remember the Pandays? You remember how many of them went down there? It appears that they are certain time then where we reactivate them to do their work. So it wasn't surprising that all the EBs, guard and emergency branch officers, was out on the patrol. They were looking for something. It's to take down the fellas. So it's no big thing for me. But they made it. Apparently, they make a misstep because instead of they arresting them, they put them to rest. I go and have a nice day.
All right, friend. Well, thank you very much. I sense the direction you wanted to. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Kenny.
Good morning.
Morning, Miss Nicole.
Miss Nicole.
Daniel special. Daniel was such a significant something in about Daniel.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Kenny. You know, well, based on the fact where people are slipping through our borders, some are being caught. Because I heard some people are following. Trinidad no COVID. We are not carrying on. We have to be very careful around us. Because what about now? Remember when these people slip into the borders, normally where they assign themselves to basically in bars and so on.
Yes.
So they could have this virus and you go there and you catch it and you need bosun. China no COVID and I hear people are talking to some authority and even then the World Health Organization haven't had a complete COVID and I don't know and they can't. If you have someone talking, people like they have they test everybody in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, so I'll want petition you know that we operate on these. Not as if the virus is here and we don't know who around us can have it.
All right, friend. Well, thank you. These kits are very expensive.
They are.
They cost a lot to taxpayers. I don't think that the population expect the authorities to go around in every jurisdiction and test every individual.
But Kenrick, on the issue of testing in particular, the random tests that they are doing throughout, they have been saying is they not be well and they would not go to test. They might try to self-medicate. They may try to do what is necessary to stay away from the institutions because, you know, in their minds they're probably thinking, what is if it's COVID? And that's the other thing that we...
Morning, Mr. Kenrick.
And good morning to you, my friend from Lower
Good
morning.
Good morning.
All right. Now, Kenrick, since yesterday you're beating this like a road.
Sorry, no way.
No, but Kenrick, I live in the area. It's not something new happening in the area. And I will ask a simple question. Where was the police? You have people lying on the street, right? Now you're making the barman a scapegoat. Now I agree, you have to blame barman. I think somebody blame. When the virus now started, they blame us that people went.
All right, hold on. Let me pose this to you and the listening audience, and people may take issue with me, but are you aware that some bar operators, some bar owners have what you call quote unquote influence with members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and they have a blind eye?
Yeah, well, no, we have to get serious now because what we're dealing now is a pandemic we're dealing with them. And if you listen to national security, I do agree with them for saying sometimes, but yesterday, I feel they went overboard because the Minister of National Security should find out what happened because our police station about quarter mile away from all action taking place here. It has no patrol. So where all this money we spending for national security, police car, the latest TV and this, and people are assembling by the... Let me just say...
No, but hold on. But hold on. The resources just to police bars, patrol around by areas.
Friday and this weekend coming again, so go be the same thing again. Because the bar owners under pressure here because until later men subletting now alcohol on the side of the street now in Cartrum. People are finding innovative ways to make $1.
Yes.
So hold on.
Them deputy marshal like Wyatt and go down there also. And the disturbing thing about it, prostitution rising his head in them kind of section now.
They have an appetite for the various colors of flesh.
Yes.
Well, yesterday evening I had asked Spanish. I said, wait, permit to be in Trinidad. The fella no permit. I say, see, to come in this place, you get permission, apply for a permit, get your permit. You can't walk around here like if here is a Western tongue.
No, but hold on. Having said all of that, are you in support of this measure?
Get the butt of this thing and get that sorted out. Because if you have to stop it this weekend coming, it will just increase and the government will come in a higher mighty and will close all bar. You see the government threatening a little too much on
No, but hold on. I'm enjoying this. I'll tell you something. Here it is. We are having real challenges in policing people outside of bars with all of these restrictions. But yet at the same time, there's another section of society continuing the narrative about Carnival 2020.
Like Martin, as far as I concerned, right now the evidence got to go next year. If they can't find a vaccine or something, Carnival. But then again, Carnival is about $300 million going on spend for Carnival. It's big money. Carnival is big money, and the people with big money doesn't like to lose their money. So as I say, I ain't studying Carnival, but in the meantime, this weekend coming, the police had to get themselves going.
All right,
if they need help, you have to get help.
All right, well, I hear you. We need to take a commercial break at this time, and when we come back, we will head up to the 8 o'clock hour. We'll take the 8 o'clock newscast, and when we come, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Jyoti's Puja and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shigwanas. Contact 671-3849.
Is limited for all your shipping and brokerage needs. We provide import and export, logistics, stations. Our friendly staff will handle your shipment with care and safety. Visit JD Customs Brokerage Services Limited at number 51 Stephen Street, California, or call 221-3425. WhatsApp us at 356-7279 or fax 221-9519. Email us at jdpsltt@gmail.com.
On the road again with U975 Night Pepper Multicultural Radio. Yes, we're back with our road shows. Be part of the U975 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations throughout the country. Come enjoy our company with music, entertainment, and lots of giveaways. Stay with the U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio for greater programming and
And yes, as our promoter told you, you can join us from 12 in the afternoon, midday rather, until 3 o'clock as we bring you a live broadcast from Matai Imports. Now, Matai Imports is located at Lower Barakpur, Hassan Ali Street, bandwagon of 975. We'll be there. Come and join us this Saturday from 12 to 3. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Can I believe the people fussing about the closing hours of the bar are non-drinkers? When I was drinking in my younger years, when we go out to make a line, the fellas watch. Job walk meaning if we just have so much time, we take we drinks within that time. If it's day walk, we relax and take we drink within that time. We have drink more or less, same amount. Day walk, job walk, any drinker who listens to this program, what are you talking about?
No, and the point I'm making here is that, look, there would be a level of enthusiasm by, let's say, quote-unquote limers, because they would have been on lockdown for the past 3 months, and they would have behaved in a particular way. But I don't think that these people should have been punished just for an isolate what would have happened this week and into the weekend, and then make a judgment call.
Well, okay, you're entitled to make that decision and that thought for yourself, and I quite will respect that, right? I will also respect the thinking of the health department and saying, what, we want to take no chance in a way.
Yeah, but
the whole country gone.
Yeah, but how do you relate that? Look, as I told Larry this morning, the bigger picture here is to ensure that the risk is reduced of anyone bringing in the virus into the country. But how do you quantify that and relate it to PTSD running at 100%? You have maxi taxi drivers and so on.
You see that? I agree with you 100%. As far as I'm concerned, and they're telling bars that you have to have distance and time, and no. I don't agree at all.
That's why
go across the board. I agree with you as 100%.
And this is what I'm saying. That's why bar owners are feeling are viewing this as though it's an aim to persecute them. You understand? They are being targeted.
That, because if I had to go on a bus and the bus full, I ain't going. I'm not going. I am not going anywhere now to find myself in trouble because they loose up this or they tie down that. No, I have a responsibility to myself. I have to look after my safety.
Look, this morning I passed, and a number of people were waiting the arrival of the PTSD bus to take them into Port of Spain or what have you. About 10 or 12 of them. And no one had on a mask. You understand the point I'm making?
And they close to each other.
Yes.
And if you go to the PTSD compound in Port of Spain, you will see a whole group within the body bus.
All right, Chris, I want to thank you very much for your thoughts with us here this morning. You're with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, the morning program. And you can call us this morning at 636-7547, 227-5739.
Kenrick, before we go to the news, I just have a question, and I want you to think about this.
Want me to think about it?
Yes, I want you to think about this, and I want you to give me the answer after the news, right?
Mhm.
So, we're having all these issues with we have conflicting views from members of the public with regards to all the things that are being done. But what if the government decides, just as they took a hasty decision to change the opening and closing hours for bars, what if the government takes a decision and shuts down the country with curfew in place? How are we going to deal with this?
Well, first of all, one has to take or not the virus is in Trinidad, whether or not you have a community spread in order to take such a decision. But in the absence of such, the restrictions, some of these restrictions need to be lifted. I agree with the closure of the borders. And when you look at what is happening in CNN and the newscasts and so on, you see there's a spike in cases.
But the head of the World Health Organization yesterday said that we're not even close.
Here it is. I don't envy a prime minister. I don't envy policy makers, decision makers at this time, because whatever decision you make may not sit too well with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So you have to find what you call a middle road.
A balance.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you find consensus, you must meet and treat with all stakeholders in the industry. But at the end of the day, the decision is yours as the Chief Executive Officer of Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. He has to make that decision.
And there's no doubt in my mind that they may reconsider their position with the opening and closing of bars, maybe through consultations with the association and the relevant stakeholders.
Emanating out of Port of Spain. I do think that in general this was happening all over Trinidad and Tobago. One will have to look at what is happening, what may happen in the coming days and in the coming weeks. Take into consideration, to Nicole and the listening audience, that Trinidad and Tobago as a people, we enjoy to party, we enjoy liming, and the time you find to lime is after work from around 6 in the afternoon, or rather 6 in the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Now we are being asked to
leave at 4, at 8, sorry.
Consume your favorite beverage before 8 o'clock.
Last call.
And then you have last call. Anyway, folks, we'll take the 8 o'clock newscast, and when we come back, we'll be into the final hour of today's edition of the morning program. You Talk 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about
U97 Cultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Irma Rading. The Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association says it will move ahead with its mass protest tomorrow, despite promises made by the Health Minister Terence Dial Singh. This as TTRNA President Eddie Stewart was hesitant to reveal exactly what increments would be paid or the time frame for payment. Eddie said the association wants to wait until tomorrow to reveal the information to its membership, and while certain promises were made, the TTRNA has not received anything in writing from the ministry thus far. He said the association is to see whether the ministry and the regional health authorities are keeping to their word, being made to carry out the same duties as their permanent counterparts without any of the benefits or stability of a permanent position. Residents of Morpha stated a heated protest yesterday over the recent killings. They called for justice since they believed that the killings were not in keeping with the Trinidad and Tobago use of force. The roads were debris. This caused major blockage and traffic buildup. Up to 4 p.m. yesterday, traffic along the Lady Young Road heading north was backed up. Reports of outages in the area due to the burning of debris which damaged power lines. The Ministry of National Security officials, along with Permanent Secretary Val Lewis, held discussions on issues affecting lifeguards, particularly those who will be assigned to take duties tomorrow at the Maracas Beach. This as Lewis met with representatives of the Lifeguard Service and James Lambert, president of the NUGFW Union, at the ministry's head office on Abercrombie Street, Port of Spain. The discussions were centered on the reopening of the beaches following the lifting of restrictions due to COVID-19 pandemic and included the ongoing refurbishment works on the Life Maracas Beach. However, lifeguards were assured that the ministry would provide certain additional personal protective equipment and sanitization materials to protect them during duties. For residents affected by last weekend's bad weather. This according to Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Clarence Rambarat. He made the statement in response to the opposition during yesterday's sitting of the House.
Conducted in accordance with the protocols established by the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, and those relief programs are going to be put into effect, and relief is expected to. I thank you.
The voice of Minister Rambarat. Several roofs were blown off due to the inclement weather over the weekend. Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan has boasted that the cross-crossing bridge has been completed. He said the project was delivered at a cost of $22.7 million. The minister said at least $1.5 million was saved on the project. The bridge was opened yesterday and motorists can expect an improvement in traffic. The bridge was under construction since 2016 and was originally expected to be delivered in October. Regionally, President David Granger last evening endorsed a controversial report by Chief Election Officer Keith Lowenfield, which invalidated the votes of 25% of Guyanese electors. This being an incumbent, APNU and AFC continues to insist that the elections can be decided not just on quantity of votes cast, but on the quality of those votes. Internationally, according to a CNN report, Chinese researchers have discovered a new type of swine flu that can infect humans and has the potential to cause a future pandemic. This, according to a study released yesterday, as scientists have cautioned that the virus does not pose an immediate global health threat. However, the disease, which researchers called the G4, experienced some sunny conditions, which will be interrupted by occasional cloudy spells with a few showers occurring. High tides at 12:04 p.m., low tides at 5:46 p.m., maximum temperature 32 degrees Celsius. And that brings us to the end of the 8 a.m. news. Join us again at 10 a.m. for another news update. I am Irma Rattan Singh, wishing you a good morning.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel.
The supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, Take advantage of our great prices and discounts. Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chiguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, super quality supermarket, and quality cash and carry supermarket.
Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage. Available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and retail prices. Contact Shiklisha Limited, 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
On the road again with U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio. Yes, shows. Be part of the U975 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations by our company with music, entertainment, and lots of giveaways. Stay with the U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio for greater programming as we hit the road again.
At Lower Barkpo, Hassan Trace to be exact, where we loaded from Matai on Saturday. It's from 12 in the afternoon until 3 o'clock. Come outside here, join us, enjoy our company, and yeah, we'll have a good time indeed. It's part of our road show, and you can look for greater things coming from us here at 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. As we continue with our conversation with you at 6367547. 2275739. Those numbers 6367547 2275739. We have some callers here on the line. Nicole, let's get to our callers again. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning, Kimoti.
I would like to go on a road show, boy.
You want to go on your road show?
I want to go on.
Well, yeah. We'll organize your posse and so on and come down to Barrackpore and you'll check us out. Yes, on Saturday. Yeah?
Okay, all right.
All right, well, thank you very much. Yes. All right, yes. You know, Nicole was here on her phone, so I caught her unawares. Yes. Anyway, yeah, Nicole is part of the morning program. You can, enjoy her conversation with me. You can engage her. Yes, part of the program here on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. As we continue to take your calls, note that in the last hour, we usually reserve it to you, the listening audience, to alert us as to what is happening in your community. What are some of the issues that you want to deal with, based with us. I know that a number of jurisdiction, a number of areas, especially in rural Trinidad, still continue to suffer from a lack of proper pipe-borne water. And I spoke to one of our regular callers here this morning, Larry Sami. You know, a measure has been put in place to mitigate flooding, more so in the Oropouche Lagoon, more so in Pinal and Davie. It's a perennial thing. And Larry also spoke about with beaches being open, people continue to dump garbage indiscriminately. Look, people, we need to behave ourselves. We need to behave ourselves and be responsible indeed. If you do have to go out to these beaches, to these picnic areas and what have you, ensure that you garbage bag. I mean, that's how difficult that is. Walk with your garbage bag, necessary garbage or whatever of your waste inside of this garbage bag and put it at, at a relevant place where it can be picked up. Do not leave it on the beach, man. I mean, come on, we are big people.
So, Kenrick, while when you caught me off guard, I was actually reading something from one of the dailies where the minority leader in the Tobago House of Assembly, as you would have known last week, they would have had their budget presentation. And, Mr. Watson Duke, he is due to give his response to the budget on Thursday. And he's already saying that the budget is a mockery, of the THA. And he's saying that Tobago is fully dependent on Trinidad, Yeah. So I was just glimpsing this article a little bit because, we have to pay close attention to what is happening, not only in Trinidad, but in Tobago as well.
Well, I think I listened to a clip where he would have said, that is Watson Duke, the minority leader, talking about what is happening up the Caribbean in the smaller islands, well, where they are quite independent.
Yes.
Well,
this is what he's saying. He's saying this budget it will make Trinidadians think that, they make Tobago the laughing stock of Trinidad and asking, if we can't sustain ourselves. So.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Mr. Kenwick.
Good morning, good morning.
Again, morning, Miss.
Nico.
Standing yesterday evening, little protest, Mova Junction there. And it's alleged that them fellas rob some bread van or something, so?
Well, I'm not too sure.
I
Those are just claims you
I
made.
hear not any backdrop on some other ways. So, because if that is what it did, they spoil the whole objective of something like that.
No, I want to ask a question. And I don't know how relevant it is, but I'd like to get your thoughts, the listening audience. Well, yesterday I listened to Assistant Superintendent of Police, Roger Alexander. Is he stepping out of his bounds? Is it that he's self greater responsibilities? Now he's a senior police officer, yes? But here it is, you are making promises and giving the assurance that this matter will be investigated and justice. You have a police commissioner.
You have the Police Complaints Authority, and they have already launched an investigation into this matter. You
have the Police Commissioner, Gary Griffith, who I think should be the source or should be the personnel from the TTPS making a response, talking about, I want to give you the assurance that justice will be delivered. And those involved, police officers involved in this incident.
What's his objective?
Yeah, I don't think that's the call from Roger Alexander.
Yes.
Now he's the what he's been described as assistant for the Northeastern Division.
Right, and Mova would fall under the Northeastern Division.
But you understand my point?
Yeah.
Is it that he's taken upon himself greater responsibilities?
Yeah.
Or did he have the blessings of Police Commissioner Gary Griffith to make such a response or to make such utterances? Just a thought this morning, Nico.
But,
just a thought.
Being the police commissioner that we have, Mr. Griffith is quite vocal. So I think that if it is that anybody has to say anything, he would say it himself.
But I agree with you totally. Yeah. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Well, I see all of you again. New bridge, waterfront development, project. All that coming just in time for election, boy.
Yeah. Well, we heard the minister said that do not say it is only an election gimmick for a ploy, right? What he said is that the bridge was started in 2016, which is true. You understand what I mean? The bridge needed rebuilding, and it's so coincidentally it is opening in time for election.
But hold on. These fellas can operate in a particular way that the bridge or any project will be open on the eve of an election, stall and so on deliberately, Not that I'm saying that in this case such was done,
Yeah, I know. And the waterfront project, well, that is a tomfoolery business. That is so coincidental that it comes on the eve of election for another reopening.
And
right?
It is the first time that I would have seen any photograph of your representative, Faris Al-Rawi, all decked off and so on in his three-piece suit, turning the sod, smiling, as we head up to the election, turning the sod for the widening of the road for the waterfront development project. Go ahead.
That is a political gimmick, right? They hired two contractors to say they're building the road from both sides and what. That is politics. That what $50-something million or something. That is, I think Caroline Sipasat Bechan had launched that project just before the last election as well, and probably Ralph Maraj had launched that when he was in Sadiq Bash had launched that too, and all those people, and that thing never got off. You know what I mean? Because those are things that really fool people because he had done nothing in the area. Right?
So listen. So we had Ralph Maraj would have launched a project. Sadiq Baksh would have launched a project, according to you. Caroline Sipasat Bechan would have launched a project also, and then Faris Al-Rawi. So who again, boy?
I don't know. Probably Mr. Sobas will have to launch it again too.
Oh, that's Sean Sobas. Yes.
Yeah. He will definitely probably have to relaunch that because I don't know. God had to come down and tell me to vote for Faris. You understand what I mean?
Well, why, boy? Is he such a poor
representation?
All right.
His mother is the real representative of the area. You would meet her when you go to the office and lodge a complaint, and then she would, when you go home to mommy, she would tell him what happened in the area.
So that is how they operate at the constituency office there in San Fernando West?
Definitely, that is.
mommy say so and so and what that. But I people I got and they always take things into, you know what I mean, I chose the box drain, and they're quite happy with that. The people that suffering, the Ministry of Agriculture program on the cleaning of the waterfront there, they get people, I didn't know how long, and I think the project is stopped as well too.
All right, well,
cool. Yeah.
Let's move on to the topic which you want to talk to me about, and I'm sure it's about the reduction in time for bar operators. I mean, Cipero Street is littered with a number of bars, and I'm sure that as patrons will be quite, let's say, upset this moment of the day.
Well, Kenrick, sometimes people need to learn a few lessons, right? Well, I mean, like what the two pictures we saw on Facebook and whatnot, on the social media, that was totally disgusting, right? And people need to learn a lesson. Kenrick, people going about as if COVID not existing still. You understand? People Trinidad and Tobago food institution a short while ago, and everybody walking in without mask, and the people serving as the thing, and nobody saying anything, nobody passing the sanitizer right there. Everybody holding the same handle. I stand up and I watch a bit, and with the same handle on the door and pull in, and I see an eye with the same hand, and and I stand up there and a bit scared. I would not go back to that food institution. I went to collect some food for somebody, right? I wouldn't call the name and whatnot.
Your thoughts on the reduction of the time?
Yeah. Well, people, the bar owners will pay the penalty because people cannot negotiate. But the bar owners who have been suffering for over a period of time would pay the penalty for that in the reduction of the time, right? And they are claiming that they have outstanding bills to pay and whatnot. The responsibility is on them to try and curb the thing. They say not more than 25 people, and even some of these bars will fit number one.
No, and thank you. That's the point I'm trying to make. Heritage, you have these bars, Nicole, right?
They don't have the enough floor space. Yes.
In that sense, the most you can accommodate is about 20 or 15 people. And then my doors are shut. But I cannot be responsible for what is happening outside on the road.
Yeah, well, that was it. I know that, right? So they say that's the responsibility now of the police to pass around and disperse the crowd as they see it fit and whatnot. But situation, and that is what is causing the problem in Florida and all the other areas where you had to shut back down Florida, open and shut down back the pubs and bars and beaches. About you have 5,000 and 6,000 cases a day, right? We don't want to have that here. And Kenrick, you know what is scary as well? The Venezuelans that are coming in to the back door. We tell 12 what day, but how much came in before?
Yes.
You understand? For repatriation back.
All right, well, I hear you. And I listened to Nicole, to the Minister of National Security yesterday. And he said that maxi taxi operators, anyone found transporting illegal immigrants, they too will be charged.
Yes.
I totally support that. But hello, Mr. Minister, what about all those illegals, immigrants who are working at various establishments?
Right.
And not what you call...
Checking up on them.
Are you going to prosecute those business owners? Are you going to do that? I doubt it. You understand what I'm saying, Nico?
Yes, understand.
Look, you cannot have one law for one set of people and then turn a blind eye to what is going on.
Yes.
For years, I've been talking about that. Here it is, you're making a point that if you harbor illegal immigrants, you'll be charged. Well, hello, that is going on all over Trinidad.
Yes.
How many people have been charged?
And not only Venezuelans,
Yeah.
you know, there are other that are here and they're working because they're working for next to nothing.
How many restaurant owners? How many bar owners? How many casino operators are before the court? How many of them have been charged? How many of them? But here it is, you're making a point, and I agree with you.
Yes.
But it has to be across the board.
That's
Let's take
right.
this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Hi, morning, Kenneth.
Hi.
Sorry.
Good morning, my friend Sandra.
Auntie, your new announcer there,
Miss Nicole.
Good
Miss
morning.
Nicole. Hi, morning to you. Mr. Santa Cruz is the name.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody going to get prosecuted for that? Because at the end of the day, those are the people who pull in the strings.
And you know, it's only now because we operating in this COVID environment that the minister, For years now, we've been talking about the porous borders, how many people entering in this country. The minister said nothing. Well, you're going to charge those people who are harboring illegals. But hello, this has been going on for the longest while, and I've been making this call for the longest while on this station.
As a young, I could recall as a young fella going up here from Guyanese going straight back. Guyanese, Chinese, and everybody. And they have never done anything about it.
And I am sure that there are people in this country who, these very same people, are aware of a number in various establishments. And the police would have turned a blind eye.
Right or wrong, Kenrick. But one thing, Kenrick, I heard Larry this morning call. Let us just digress for a second. They saying he's in Santa Cruz at the moment. They're 60 roads. They're giving us nice, pretty roads now. You know, they're trying to get the votes. But at the end of the day, what you're seeing happening, I haven't seen the representative for the area since she came for that. but I haven't seen her. I don't know if she was re-elected to to go up for the seat. But at the end of the day, all of them right or wrong. The nepotism, the cronyism, the everything, the hypocrisy. And I know
nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. I want to say, but how do you say same, different, you understand? I won't say it on the airwave, but you know, that is the same thing over and over, just a different day. Repetition.
Your take on the reduction in time for patrons?
Well, for me personally, my days for Lyman Long and Bar has cut back. But I will still go ever so often to buy a beer or two, or if I'm in South and I happen to hear Kenrick is there, I've never met you, but you know, I don't have a problem. It could be a good, it could be a bad. Because when I looked at the video, what they had about the place in Barataria there, some says Naris, I'm not sure about that. Control on the road.
And that's the point I'm making.
In the establishment, that is Mr. Nari or whoever you call him. But on the road, it is the police and the regiment and whosoever and so forth and so forth. So where were you all when that took place? Why we are not seeing taxpayers' money are being paid every time? And why we are not seeing all in the prevalent scenarios? So what will happen? God forbid, let's say something happens in a building, and the whole crowd comes outside because let's say it's a fire. We just say, what are you going to do? You're going to come and tell the people they're congregating in a breaking the Public Ordinance Act, or whatever you call it? Where are you all to control the situation? So I said they needed to do a more check and balance. Probably is good in the context. You can still be able to control the whole congregation and so forth. So, but there's other badness in the sense that they didn't take proper time to check and see.
My friend. Well, thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kenrick.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
Well, my usual thing is the politics.
Yes.
Socialize in that way. And I don't think that the government is moving right. I just don't understand the illogical thing. If it is that the bar could open till 6, why can't open till 8 or 10? I don't understand the logic.
You know, right? You're so right. What's the logic really? What's the contention in reducing it from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock? Huh?
You understand?
What are you hoping to achieve?
And I feel that they're trying to pretend to want to be addressing the issue because they feel this is the most positive thing that they have been scoring points on. And they feel as if they will probably gain some credits, right? But I feel that will happen. Now, I noticed that the like my friend from San Fernando, I want to say again, I'm predicting Harari will lose his seat and he will get a good whipping in San Fernando, right?
You have a crystal ball, boy.
Yeah, and I want to tell you also that the UNC will lose Barataria Sawa. Because the UNC is not the Rising Sun Party, it is the Rainbow Party now. Right? And the Rainbow is still of the LGBTQ people. Right? So I want to predict. Remember I tell you Lovell Francis wasn't getting that seat, right?
No, partner, hold on. I have no court clues here, but go ahead.
I also want to predict Barry Paradat not getting the seat.
That's at Princestown?
For Princestown or any other seat, But he is not going to get any because that money, that issue is tied to him and it is tied to people external to him.
No,
That's
hold on. Be careful what you're saying. You're a national
Yeah, yeah.
media. So I had to protect myself and protect our license, yes?
I agree.
No, hold on. Barry Padarat is not being investigated in this matter, yeah? A relative of Barry Padarat is being investigated in the matter, not Barry Padarat.
I agree, but that is enough. All they want to talk to him. They don't want to interview him. They just want to talk to him. But that is enough. The issue is so...
The United National Congress, based on what is happening thus far...
It's a long time. Because Rural Munila represents the history of the party is right now. Right? Because that party more or less is the NAR. And Rural Munila came from the base of the party. Why are they dangling him as if he's some sort of a game player? He is the strongest person in the opposition, the strongest. And I feel that people like him, Fazal Karim, for example, he should be named as the candidate already, because that seat hard to win and he can win it. Right? They can't seem to be... In fact, the party is trying their best to lose seat. That girl up in Nabila, up in Grandi, right? Why are you going that way? There are seats that the party could run away with. Now, Sean Sobers is a weak candidate in San Fernando West, but Faris Harari is very unpopular. So the party have to get its act together by naming some of the candidates who are in safe UNC seats. Sort it out one time so that the base of the party could start to mobilize and get their work done. Right? The San Fernando West constituency is bordered to Pointe-a-Pierre. And Pointe-a-Pierre, if we can't get those things corrected early, Mrs. Prasad Visesa is going to face her electorate. Now, there are people in the party who are close to her, want to make sure she loses her. Because they can't ambition is not going to be fulfilled if she becomes the prime minister, because she'll sit there for 5 years and then she will lead them into another election and probably stay there.
Let's leave it there for the while. But you're making some very, contentious statements indeed, but, explore your views and say what's on your mind. But it's still very early days yet. And as I said, as a political leader, Nicole, as a political leader of the UNC, whenever you make a decision, you make a best decision in the interest of the candidates, yes. Striking that balance in what you call experienced politicians and bringing in fresh faces. Of course, for fresh faces,
right?
A new perspective and so on. And this is what I think that the opposition leader is attempting to do.
Right.
But there'll be those who have...
Less than 41 seats in the election, and people asking for fresh faces. What you might see some old faces, but then you're going to see some fresh faces as well.
Well, it augurs well for the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. I love to see when young people get involved in the politics. Maybe you should attempt it sometime, Nicole.
No.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning, Mr. Jagannath.
Good morning, Belmont.
Good morning, madam. Very good to hear your voice on the radio this morning.
Good morning.
Right. Now, I just called to clear up one or two little things. That gentleman who spoke just now, I wonder which party he's supporting. And see, now you cannot tell the leader of the UNC opposition how to regulate the timing of the release of the candidates. I mean, to say it's so unfair. These people have their business to attend to, and they attend to it in the order that they would like to attend to it. However, about the bars, I don't understand the 8 o'clock opening. They're not selling pharmaceuticals, they're not selling breakfast, they're selling liquor. And at least 10 o'clock, you should be allowed to open. At 10 o'clock, the bars at 10 o'clock. And to control the loitering outside, you see, it has been so slack in this country that people break the law with impunity and they just do what they want. So now in a situation like this, you have to get them accustomed to that is loitering. And for them to go and buy the liquor and to stand up in the road and liming and drinking on the side of the road. It's happened in Belmont, it's happened in Maraval. The don't talk about things very prevalent. So you have to police that situation. No, we're not selling you any liquor to walk with because it's against the law to drink in the road. I'll tell you something if you give me a minute. I went and I carry up some liquor for my family. They were having a wedding. The police stopped the bus when we were leaving Maiquetía to go Caracas. Stopped the bus and they opened bottle of rum. They put everybody out the bus and they they test the driver, and they ask him what's going on. Well, he talks in Spanish, I understand. And the bottle emptied out, and he said, what the other for? Gentleman had some beers, no beers open from Trinidad, okay, go ahead. So you cannot want to enforce the law now, and all the time you're allowing a lot of lawlessness to take place. We are very lawless people, and we should control that in a better way. And outside in the grocery, they sit down there in droves. When people come to the bar closed, go home and come back at the next time and see if you could be accommodated. Or go in the grocery, buy a liquor, carry it home and be nice to your family. What you want to do to go in a bar from morn to dawn, that's not a bad law.
And let's leave it there for
We have to enforce the laws, the police officers.
Police officers. Here it is. That's what I'm saying this morning. You cannot hold totally bar owners being responsible for what is taking place outside of
the representation right now.
Mhm.
That I have somebody who worked for me from the area in the back there, Embarcadero. Yeah, according to the where they do the cleaning under the ministry. Right? You say we are so disenchanted, right? That he speaks well, and this is his word. That if they put a canal council right now, I go vote for him.
So
right? If you cut back the time, you will gulp down and get drunk faster, and you will spend less money, right?
So if you can drink, let's say 10 beers between 6 o'clock.
So when you finish work at 4 o'clock, there you'll gulp down because it closed earlier, and you will spend less money. You'll get drunk faster, and you'll save money. That is probably the thinking of our good Minister of National Security.
All right, my friend, I hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. It's just about 20 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. Currently Central is now the sitting MP is Botiwari. Yes.
Yeah, but I still haven't seen him since last year when they had the council election.
Oh, yeah, you seen Bo at all?
I ain't seen him. When I pass by your office, you have no vehicle pass up.
Don't worry, you'll see him in a little while, man. Don't worry, you'll see him in a little while. Go ahead.
Another thing about these journalists. You see, when the people, the Trinidad government hold them and they carry them down in town there by
the quarantine center. Oh no, the detention center.
Yes, and they die for 14 days. They're getting good treatment and they're getting the test and a conditioned place to sleep and the doctor testing them and everything.
And 3 meals a day.
Huh?
And 3 meals.
They get here. And you have people in Trinidad. They have in a house, children, everybody, and nobody when they're passing in the road by me here. They're not wearing masks. When you tell them anything, you don't know if they're cursing you or what. No, well, I just show them a mask, and you don't know what they're telling you.
All right, well, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kendra. Can I make another? And I went there, we stood in line and everything. He has a beautiful community center. His office looks like a community center. But when you go in there, I felt it was so political, honestly. I didn't felt like it was a part of the community because it was like all these men, grown men, and they all it's all orchestrated. We wait till the MP got there, and then when he was giving out, get a photograph. Everybody who got a packet had to get a photograph with him.
Really?
Yeah, and and I thought, and you had to face the camera. So I said, well, no. I said, can I just look at you in your face and thank you for it? And he said, sure, I like that idea. But the other guy who was setting everybody said, you got to face the camera. But he said, okay. Problem we have here is everything is so political,
I agree with you.
If you're doing something for the community, you don't have to make a big thing about it. And the people who were there weren't really the people who needed it. You know what I mean? I didn't see it, and I'm being honest. I've been real honest. The other thing I want to tell you is something, and you say we're going to form a village council. We're going to start taking care of the community. Let's force the government to enforce laws. You have to force government to enforce laws. Imagine that, We don't do that because there's a fear of you getting erased. It could happen. We read it every day in the newspaper. They feed us this information and we internalize it, so we are afraid. I'll give you a good example. In my own village, right in the corner of Gillis Road, there's a big pothole. It's so gaping. If a woman is driving with children in that car in the middle of the night, if she had to go somewhere, maybe pick up her children or something, accident, and probably suffer serious injuries. Or even in the daytime, it's a sharp corner, very poor visibility. I drive by there this morning, and a WASA truck drove right by and didn't even care because WASA dug up a hole there. Unity, and I say, we are 5 minutes from the airport. The most beautiful community, And we can see the whole mountain range on a good day. And
our community gets railroaded by so many unregulated vehicles. And when I talk to my community, nobody wants to sign up because they are afraid of the powerful businesses that come into your community and will shut you up. And the first thing they will do is send you a pre-action protocol letter. And if you're uneducated and you're very fearful, that letter is like poison. That is why they threaten you with those letters.
All right, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there for a while because we need to get a commercial break. And when we come back, of course, we'll wrap up today's edition 5. But I get your sense of argument, and I agree with you. Sometimes communities tend to be asleep, and they want their members of parliament, and rightly so, to represent them. But if you, as a resident within your community, and you feel offended or you want to, well, then you need to raise your voice. You need to say what is on your mind. Let's go to some commercials here.
Are you tired of aches and pains in your joints and back area? Well, your relief is here with Ridopain Liniment. Ridopain Liniment gets rid of fibrositis, strains, sprained ligaments, stiffness, and all your arthritic and muscular pains. It is also excellent for sport injuries. Try Ridopain Liniment. It really works. Available at Bartlett Drugs and all leading pharmacies nationwide.
KY's Electrical Supplies Nupia for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canoopia.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
So guys, the party continues this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday, the Hot Like Pepper Reloaded continues from 8 to 12 noon. Sharon Baru alongside DJ Vishal, 12 noon to 3 p.m. The captain takes full flight. Yes, Captain Kendall Juggernaut from 12 noon to 3 p.m. From 3 to 7 p.m. DJ Anil is in with the Hot Like Pepper mix. And from 7 to 1 a.m. the man Corky D is in the building and will mix it up for you into the morning. Tune in, log on 975radio.com. Today's Reloaded. On the road again with U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Yes, we're back with our road shows. Be part of the U975 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations throughout the country. Come enjoy our company with music, entertainment, and lots of...
Note that at the top of the hour, you can join the Bees Hi-Fi, who is already here in the studio. And he will be taking you until the hour of 12 today with some great music from our studio Trinidad. And as our promo told you there, you can join us this Saturday down at Matai Imports, where we will bring to you a live broadcast from Matai's. That's at Lower Barrackpore, Hassan Ali Trace to be exact. It's part of our road show. Yes, on the road again with U975 FM Hot Like Pepper. We'll be there from just around 12 in the afternoon until 3, and yes, we'll be also carrying that entire proceedings live on YouTube through the courtesy of Uncle Shiva for partnering with us here this morning at 975. Well, Nicole, it's about that time where we bring the curtain down on today's edition of the morning program. Again, we had a very interesting discussion.
Very much so.
Yeah, our discussion centered around the curtailing and the cutting of times for patrons like myself to visit our favorite watering holes. But at the end of the day, we must be able to understand the objective of the government of the day. While there may be some sort of resistance, this is Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
But as I said, and I maintain my position, this to an incident which occurred in Port of Spain.
Yes.
And one should not persecute and prosecute other operators as such. I think this weekend will be the litmus test. Weekend will be the litmus test as how we as a people operate in this COVID environment. I am Kenrick Juggernaut.
And I'm Nicole Dookie.
You can catch us again tomorrow, just after the 6 o'clock hour. Tomorrow, I promise you that I'll be engaged in discussion with Anita Haynes, the public relations Communications Officer of the Unite. Thank Kiran Singh,
Yes.
the President of the San Fernando Greater Chamber, for sharing some thoughts with us this morning. We'll continue to keep you abreast of all of the developments taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, people.
Good morning, all.
Yeah, take care of yourself. We are out of here, but before I go,